Alright everybody, Ollamh here, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Judgment Rites. This one is still Light and Darkness. And we have created this, the genes and combined the single-celled organisms and everything. So there's this, I'm guessing we have to do something with this machine up here.
I don't know anything about these concepts.
Fine. Spock, can you tell me anything?
The keyboard indicates the creatures who designed it were possessed of hands with only 3 fingers and a thumb.
Great. That's helpful. That's very helpful. How about you do what I tell you to, game? Scan it. What is
unusual about that object, Captain?
Well, what the hell is it, Spock? Can you tell me something about this machine?
The computer is functional, but I detect no connection between the keyboard and the machine itself. Apparently, it was designed this way.
Okay. Fine, let's put the green goo in here.
Well, Jim, it doesn't look like it does anything. Oh, I guess I spoke too soon.
Yeah, it looks like
took
that.
It looks as if the colony is getting a foothold in there.
Good.
Life energy levels are spiking.
Great.
Building to a level sufficient for sending out a signal 100 times stronger than the one that brought us here, Captain.
The Gammon sample appears to be
beautiful.
thriving in this environment.
Hi.
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you. Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you.
It would appear there is
Tell
more
us
to this
what?
message than we are receiving.
Kirk to Uhura, are you receiving any strange subspace or radio signals?
Captain, there is a neutrino-based transmission being broadcast near your current position from a point of unknown origin, probably from another star system. Our equipment is not designed to handle it. Though given 1 or 2 weeks, we might be able to identify patterns and extrapolate what it's trying
I'm not
to
sure
say.
if we
We'll
have
work
1
on
to
the
2
problem from
weeks.
here. Kirk out.
Okay, so I'm guessing there's something outside that we need to do then. Ah,
An antenna. I wonder what it was meant for.
That's what we're here to find out, Mr. Johns.
yeah. Spock? Any info?
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. The focal point of the dish is aligned
Like
approximately
when we
35
inserted the
degrees
goo?
above the horizon.
Great. What can you
This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principle
Awesome.
is similar to the Medai sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree angle. Without knowledge of the code control sequence, I cannot adjust it. I also detect that its power core is not functioning. It operates on geothermal energy, tapping into heat from the ground below.
Okay, so we need to heat up the ground. There's rocks.
This appears to be the most accessible spot to heat the rocks below the ground and generate geothermal energy for the array.
Okay, so let's fire it up.
The energy level is insufficient, Captain. We cannot generate the energy level needed to provide geothermal energy with hand phasers.
If it's thermal energy you want, Jim, I remember this planet that used a starship's phasers on a microwave setting to heat the surrounding rock to provide temporary power.
An interesting observation, Doctor.
Okay.
We could use the same technique here, but the beam would have to be extremely precise. If we targeted the wrong section, we could melt the rock and destroy the array.
Right.
Save new game. Replace pre.
Okay, so you said that was a premium spot?
This appears to be the most accessible spot to heat the rocks below the ground.
Awesome.
And generate
Awesome.
geothermal energy for the array.
So, if we...
Kirk to Enterprise. Sulu, can you read me?
Sulu here, Captain. How can I help you?
The Enterprise should broadcast a low-level microwave beam at the coordinates I am sending.
We have them, Mr. Spock. Get ready. Stand away from the blast area.
Stand by, ready for weapons position.
He said step away,
Sending
guys.
microwaves now.
We're just, you know, massive amounts of microwaves right there.
Low ground temperature of 345 degrees Kelvin is required to reactivate the array. It is at 320, 330, 335, 340, 345, 350.
Shut off the beam, Mr. Sulu.
Affirmative, Captain.
Okay, so that should be enough
The
to...
array is now drawing power.
Cool!
We were successful.
Awesome! That's what I like to hear. Okay. Are there more? Yes, there are, and this one is up and running now, too. Nice. Alright, Spock, what can you tell me about this one?
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage.
Right.
The support beneath the base is weak and crumbled. It is aligned
Ah.
to a point approximately 35 degrees above the horizon.
So, it's not quite lined up right.
Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise. Scotty, how are things going?
Nothing's wrong, Captain. The engines are running fine. There's no distress signals aside from the one from the panel. No Klingons lurking in orbit. No heat beams from demented alien computers. Are you sure everything's all right down there?
Enjoy the respite, Scotty. Kirk out.
Okay. Fine. Spock.
The array is a precision instrument that shows a high degree of machining.
Well, that's great. That's wonderful.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Captain, the controls indicate the device is aligned at an angle approximately 35 degrees
Right.
above the horizon. There appears to be some sort of anomaly in the control program that has misaligned the controls, but my tricorder is unable to determine it.
Right.
Without a method of determining the proper angle, I am afraid I cannot realign the dish.
Well, then maybe we need to
Scotty,
talk to...
I need a calculation
Yeah.
from the main computer.
While I know the computers on the Enterprise aren't quite as good as her engines, I think she'll manage.
I am sending...
Ha ha ha.
That was too easy, Mr. Spock. The angle is 32.5 degrees.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
So is there anything else you need, Captain?
Not now, Scotty. Kirk out.
No, I think that's it. Thanks. So, okay. So... Spock...
I am now attempting to realign the device to 32.5 degrees.
Shouldn't be that difficult, I wouldn't think.
It should now be correctly aligned.
Great. But as we're not like, oh, hey, everything's done, yeah, there's a third one. What's wrong with this one, Spock?
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. This
Right. Anything wrong with it?
appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Madai sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree...
Okay. So I'm... Maybe that one's just fine? I don't know. Spock didn't find anything wrong with it, so that's good, I think. Granted, you know what happens when I think. Things don't always work out well. So let's go back in and see if we can get a bit, if we get a bit better of a signal from this guy. Fingers crossed. And let's just go ahead and save
Save new
again
game
real quick.
Thank you, Captain, for your aid in constituting my people.
No
and the
problem.
unexpected necessary realignment of our communications array. You have performed admirably. Of the 16 stations reporting at this point, there have been 50% fatalities, 30% other failures, and only 20% successes. Got points for style.
Points for style? Is this some sort of game? Not another alien race with a superiority complex. Who are you this time? Your appreciation is welcome, but many questions remain unanswered. Points for style? Is this some sort of game? Your appreciation is welcome, but many questions remain unanswered. Who are you?
I am
Yeah.
Cissa, a projection of a
Okay.
synthesis of Ozra and Visner. Clearly you know that the primitive life forms you have been dealing with are incapable of creating that in which you now stand.
Right.
You will also
We
note
figured that out,
the more
thanks.
demonic of the creatures displayed a passivity you did not expect, while the morally pure creature was aggressive and bloodthirsty.
The contradictions were noted and duly dealt with. I take it you were testing us on our ability to deal with disparate and contradictory inputs.
Yes, your reasoning ability was being tested.
Great.
As well as your ability to adapt to new ideas when they conflict with deeply held beliefs and cultural customs. You passed quite admirably. The Brassica were impressed.
I'm not clear on who the Brassica
Well,
are.
yeah.
Captain, from
What?
this site, I can deduce various things about the Brassica.
Great.
They are taller and more slender than we are. They are possessed of 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand.
Right.
I suppose bilateral symmetry, and I know they possess greater visual acuity than humans.
Right. We figured
They
that all
visited
out.
this place well before humans had left the Cro-Magnon stage of development. And I note they have avoided detection by us, and presumably every other race in the universe, before they decided to send out signals to bring us to their bases.
Thank you, Mr. Spock.
And more you shall know as you continue on the quest. I wish you luck.
Okay.
Kirk to Enterprise, Scotty, 4 to beam up.
Well, that's nice.
Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end.
In this case, Bones, a new beginning.
Yeah.
We were the midwives for the rebirth of a life form.
Great.
We've been made whole again. That's the way it was meant to be.
And let us hope that this is the end of Ensign John's prejudices.
We
Yeah.
have to learn to stop judging people by appearances. Ensign Johns might have done well to remember the biblical representation of Lucifer, appearing in the guise of an angel of light.
You can never trust anybody, and people who look like pointy-eared hobgoblins are definitely at the bottom of the list.
It appears that Dr.
Ah,
McCoy did not learn the lesson of this mission either. Unfortunate, but not unexpected.
Fortunately, the Alphans and the Omegans learned philosophy and personal belief are not as easily divorced from logic as some would believe. We humans attain our greatest fulfillment when both of them are united.
Really,
True.
Really? But I've had enough philosophy for one day.
Yeah.
Don't worry about these Brassica and their cosmic quest.
Well, with me aboard, we're sure to get points for style.
Many questions remain unanswered, Captain.
There's only one way to
Please.
answer.
Captain, message from Starfleet.
Bring it up, Lieutenant.
I reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. The top brass at Starfleet are impressed with the results of your recent performance.
Yay.
Good work, Jim. Keep up the good work.
Will do.
Ahead, Mr. Sulu. Warp factor 5.
Leaving orbit. Increasing to warp factor 5.
Well, all right. That is it for light and darkness. Next time we'll have a brand new we'll have a brand new episode and everything. As always, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions.
If you wanna see some crazy,
Cheerio!
I'm so lazy, then you should meet me and my friends.
Thing.
Even though we got no money, we sure as hell
Okay,
money.
there's a rope.
Everything's better
And
with
something
them.
else.
Just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't
Is that a
worry
flare gun?
about tomorrow.
Sorceress being the mother of Tila a huge secret? I mean, in the show, even Tila didn't know. I guess the show Finding Your Roots decided to make an Eternia series.